Alright, what's up, guys? Matt Lighty here. Just gonna be very briefly try to keep this one short. Gonna be going over my build. So it's a crit freezing pulse. Long story short, and most of the details I'm not gonna go into. I'm not gonna go over the passage tree. I'm not gonna go over gen setups. I'm not gonna go over any of that stuff. All of that information will be in the guide in the description. It's just a waste of video time. So we're gonna quickly run. Arguably a difficult map. Negative resist's not good. Equilibrium not good. Both are shit things for this build. I'm level 90 at the moment, but don't have to be that high of a level. But yeah, this is 1.3.1. This is the potential build for down the road. For when 1.4 hits. So let's see how bad it is. It seems fine. Equilibrium's not that big of a deal, it looks like. The build is nice. Clear speed's pretty good. Overall, it's relatively safe. It's a mind over matter. Arctic armor build. The only leech I have is from Doriani's at the moment. And you could always, if you chose to, spec into or have a red socket. You could throw in leech. It wouldn't be that big of an issue. You can get leech on gear also, alternatively. But yeah, it's not so dangerous. You have a relatively high chance of freezing things because of your damage output, so it's pretty safe, I'd like to say. Thank God, this is a skeleton map, so the mob aren't that difficult. But it's still EE and still cold damage. So you want to not get touched if possible. There's not much to the build as far as rotations. You have cursing if necessary. Not needed at all. You have lightning warp if you gotta move around a bit, but again, not necessary. Because it's an echo build, it's kind of prone to desync. I just find that spell echo builds are prone to desync in general. But yeah, the range is absurd if you have a high quality freezing pulse. Damage is mediocre. I'm just gonna blind pop this. Probably not a good idea, but whatever. Val Haste, Val Discipline, both very useful for this. There's not a whole lot of links in this build, so with the extra space, just to toss on a Val Discipline, a Val Haste, onto increased duration into a weapon or a shield, or a secondary weapon is a great use for it. Both which scale very well with this build. Haste being one of the larger contributors of damage overall. Oh, we get the refund. Alright. I don't run hastes because I'd like to keep a large pool since I'm using Mind Over Matter. My health pool is crazy low. I don't have very good gear as far as defensively. Minimal life on most of my gear, if any. My rings, my jewelry didn't have very much. Boots have a small amount, and I'm using Alpha's house, and my helmet has none. But you could easily get that and spec into more life in a hardcore league. I probably have, well, I have give or take 4,000, almost 5,000 effective health because of Mind Over Matter. And again, those numbers aren't 100% accurate, but you can just tell when you're playing a build and it feels good. Like, I don't feel at danger very often, and this isn't a dangerous map. Negative resistance with added damage as any element is normally risky, but like I said, I don't feel like, because I have a large arc of damage. It's a widespread, and it's shotgun, so if you want to get up close and personal, I'm sure whatever you're attacking will drop significantly faster than from a range, as Freezing Pulse's damage does diminish over distance. That's how that works. But with curses up and how crit functions, it's quite strong. Most expensive piece of gear I have, I'm using a single void battery. 2 would be better, although if you're having mana issues, using a high ES shield gets the job done. You know, just get some spell crit on it, get a little spell power, a little block, you're good to go. Don't have much block at all, 20 something percent, 22 maybe. Dual void battery would definitely be the way to go though. Again, it's pricey for a league, and I just leveled and re-rolled this in 8.5 days took to get it, so that was just grinding. The leveling process was easy also. You can level with Glacial Cascade or Ice Nova, both are leveling staples. What am I doing right now? There we go. Not running Discipline, that is a big thing. A lot of mom builds, my Remeta builds run Discipline because it gets their max mana pool up a bunch, and they pretty much break even with the mana they tank out. But I'm not spec'd into really any reduced mana reservation aside from Alpha's Howl and Near Shadow. There's a small bit of mana reservation I have. It's not even this, there's none. It's just from Sovereignty. So, you know, that's clarity. The mana regen is nothing because of how large your pool is, but I don't like Discipline. It's just too much of a drain, you know. It's not worth it for me, to be honest. I just don't like it for that matter. Haste is a huge damage boost. If you're low life, Haste, Discipline are both necessary. That's the only real other damage boost you can get. I mean, Wrath and Anger would boost your damage to a degree, I assume, but like not to an amount. It's really just Haste is the next step for damage as far as auras are concerned. Oh, I get a little risky there. Alpha's Howl is necessary, or Dream Frags, because of you just can't get frozen. Your life pool isn't massive, so being status affected is not the rarest of occasions, especially for doing any sort of Apex and sacrifice business with how Val Fallen's focus. You know, you're gonna get dropped pretty much every scenario. Terrain sometimes is an issue for this, just because of desync. Try to shift click attack, but you know, if you can't, that's whatever. This is a little sketchy because of the negative resist, but even then you could always take it slow. You do have added cast damage in, or you should. It's normally your 5th or 6th link. Face tanking is not a good idea in every scenario, but in general though, it's pretty safe, this build overall. I'm pretty pleased with it. A couple of things I'd like to change maybe, but we'll see when they get tweaked over time. But yeah, so that was just like I would say definitely a more difficult run, but considering I probably have better than average gear for beginning a league, you know, probatively, and I'm sure it all weighs out. 6th link, not necessary by any stretch of the imagination. And I think any last thoughts about the build I can think of. It's relatively fast clear speed. You could start leveling with the skill you're using endgame if you want to. You know, lots of room for damage. I don't have a link in here. There's nothing I can put. It's like casting damage taken setup, but that's going to be changed. So in the next patch, when there's war cries, maybe that's make something down there that can be advantageous for the build. But that was just an example of a general map run. And for the details and the how the build works and how it's going with the gem links and all that jazz, check in the description below for the guide. It's very extensive, eight pages. So if you have any questions, message me on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Tinder, whatever you want. And as always, I'm Matt Lighty, and I'll catch you guys later.